Welcome back. We're doing some investigating once again, and we've got one more day, one more trial to actually see if we can actually prove that Powers is innocent. But right now, we need to head back to the studio main gate because we learned something about 5 years ago that Old Bag will know more about. What? You're still slinking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer. It's all due to Hammer. She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance. Let's talk to her then. So here we are, 5 years ago. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Oh dear. Who told? Who did you hear that from? Nichols. Nichols? Nichols? Nick, Penny Nichols. The assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers! Dredging up dirt on someone's past like that. And the recently departed, no less. I suppose you think this is fun? No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' costume. You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer stole Powers' costume? I have proof. Like we know that he did use the sleeping pills, so... I'm sorry, Miss Oldbag, but I do have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Mr. Powers' costume. Yeah, Can I... Go with the steak plate first, because that's the thing that proves that he did eat the sleeping pills, essentially, so... Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes, so... This is the plate that... Oh no, the bottle's got his fingerprints on. Damn it, should have gone with that. This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on that plate. Huh. I bet Powers put it in there himself. Even a lightweight like him must have trouble sleeping sometimes. Except I have proof that Mr. Hammer put the pills in. Aha, yes. Like I said, it's like the fingerprints. This bottle contains sleeping pills. Mr. Hammer's fingertips were found on the bottle. Yes, you may speak now. I see. Poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. You changed your tune, Miss Oldbeck? Okay. You win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Miss Oldbag? You're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Dee. She has ties to the mafia. She silenced the paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand. Poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Oldbag? Hold on a minute. Oh, Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. A photograph? That would have been the 5 years ago, though. So is that why the fence is bent? Because of 5 years ago? Wait a second. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2? And we're supposed to fight with a bad guy on top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor, and the man fell onto the flower box fence. So that's why it's bent. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. 5-year-old photo added to the court record. Is that it? I guess we'll go to Studio 2 now, because that makes sense to go to Studio 2 at this point. Now we've got that little piece of evidence. Studio 2. So maybe we can have a look at that fence now. Oh, October 19th. Studio 2 entrance. Hey, Nick. It's Miss D. Hello. Hello? the idea. Mayor, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Okay, so let's slide, because I won't actually examine this bit down here. There's some flowers here. You're still going about the flowers? Seriously, at this point, you're still going on about the flowers. Alright. Oh, so pretty. They're taking good care of these. Don't get too close, that fence looks dangerous. Like, you'd think you'd have more to do there. Where did she go? I wanted to actually speak to her. I was too focused on that. No, not that. It's like, no. Red. What did I just press to cause that? I have no idea. Talk, that's what I wanted. Mr. Hammer. Excuse me. Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder and... Shush. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. Oh dear. Little Powers? Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it! Nick, she did it! She's the killer! My Fey blood speaks to me! I know it! Oh dear. This is gonna be the same result every time. Director Manila? I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Manila. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer. By yourselves. Oh. Oh dear. Alright then, so I'm assuming we need to actually coax her a little bit. Ha. She's not even looking. Where? What? Where did you get that? Old bag. Oh? She means the security lady, Miss Oldbag, Nick. Right, anyway. Miss D, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. Huh? It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind. Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. Alright then, she's so strange. You came. Well then, what was that you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Miss D, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kids' shows for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now. Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord. But you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me. What is this all about? You keep saying accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it? On purpose? That is what I mean. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe you me. But the security lady said it was an accident. Oh, well, she was a big fan of Hammer's, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought that photo into the studio. She wrenched it out of his hands, she did. Gave him a few bruises too. So that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy. But he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me. Now. What? This is valuable evidence. Boys? Oh, hello. Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? What? The trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why should D care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. No! Are we dead? Did we die? Hold it right there. Oh, scumshoe. Oh. I heard everything, pal. D, you're coming down to the precinct with me now. Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. I'll be looking forward to it. Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry, I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe? Thank you, thank you, thank you! I was really scared. Huh? Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just... I wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D... Is that it? Oh! Alright, then so we're into the trial now. It's gonna ask me to save again. I don't want to save. I don't need to save. It's fine. October 20th, 10 AM, District Court, Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. It claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D to the stand. Miss D is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss D. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch you with her pants down. So to speak. Alright, here we go. The day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. Okay. The meeting began at 12 sharp, it ended at 4. Okay. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. Yeah, still makes sense. I was fatigued, so I had Cell take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Cell and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later, when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with the monkey's head toppling over. The van added to the court record. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do this. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp, it ended at 4. I don't know. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Then I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Well, Nick, find anything? Not really. Kinda wish she said a little more. It's hard. She's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said. Somewhere. I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Let's press on that. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Then I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Let's press her on that. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal? No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. She committed murder during that break. She wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. There's some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I wish she said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said. Somewhere. I'm intrigued by the fact that he told me it did that bit in red with the steak. So let's swing back round. There, this is what I've always got as a reaction, so I'm assuming we can present something at this point. Everything fits so far. I'll use this van to drive her after the meeting in the trailer. Found an employee area on it, or traces of... Maybe all the steaks had sleeping pills and some people ate them and some people didn't? I don't know. Sleeping pills... I don't know. I'll go with that. Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. The plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, did I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Yeah, that's the point. The bone doesn't look like a T-bone, though. Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss D and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. Ah! Got it. So it's like, yeah, they couldn't have eaten T-bone steak because there's no bones. Where's the bones gone? There you go. The plates were bare. Miss D? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? You eat the bone. There you go. I think I know how. You ate the bone too. I'm gonna go for that one, because screw it. You ate the bone too. Nick, are you sure? I mean, I love steak, but even I don't eat the bone. Yeah, I don't eat either. Mr. Wright, I too leave the bone. Can I try that again? I didn't think it was going to do that. I thought it was going to take away stuff from me. I think I know how. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. I see. And what was Miss D doing during her break? Moider. Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? It's like, well, it's gonna have to be, like, meeting the Steel Samurai, because he turned up in that picture, didn't he? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. As Miss D left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Oh, crap. Any day, D. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh, yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? Well, it's like... But wasn't... Again, it's like, wasn't the repaired version smaller? I don't know? I don't know. You don't know? What kind of lawyer are you? Quiet, I'm speaking. You don't know? What kind of a lawyer? I don't know whether you could have fought with the samurai spear. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. It was broken though, we do know that, so maybe it was repaired? I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as a murder weapon because it was broken. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. It's like, this is the thing that, in my head, it made it smaller, but it's like, it could have made it, like, to the point where it's like, you can't use it as a weapon because it'll break again. So, that makes sense. Take that! I present my proof, a so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember, this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone thinks the spear... It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order, order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? I need to do a big cough. Be right back. There we go. Sorry about that. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, Tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer. I can't tell you? Sleeping pills? Oh no, because he'd be stabbed through the I was thinking like maybe it's like it's just like, something else was used after he was slept, but it's like it could be this. Same thing again. I mean that's an axe as well. Like, is there an axe around? But no, I'm the impaled on the fence. Right? Well, I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well. Let's see this murder weapon then. I've got hiccups now. Jeez. I hope I'm right here. Look at this photo. What is this? Alright, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order, order. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. See the fallen man in this photo. See how the fence post pierced him through the chest. What? Are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Oh, that's blah, 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 blah. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D meets Jackhammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. No, whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that caused another man to die? 5 years ago? Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer on the space of a 15-minute break? Maybe if you had a van. How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting and the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jackhammer have been pushed up the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? Right, so, I'm going to end this part here, but I'm going to tell you where I'm going to go with this. It's very much like, it's the van. They used the van and the van knocked over the monkey and all that type of stuff. That's what I feel is it's going. So, we'll see you in the next part when we pursue that kind of logic. So, ta-ta for now.